Hello, everyone.
Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for being here and joining our phone bank and making calls. You earned your way into this fabulous reunion. We're so excited to have you here. I'm just going to pass it right over to Andrew because you don't want to hear from me. You want to hear from him. So,
Oh, we love you, Ericka. Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for being here and for working so hard. I see so many familiar faces that I know so well. And we
Recording in progress.
And we have some people, too, that we're going to welcome. We're the Yang Gang congressional candidates, two of them, Yang Gang state rep, Yang Gang head of Vets for Humanity for so long, Heidi, and then Erick Sanchez, who has so many embarrassing stories about me that I have no choice but to keep him close. No, I'm kidding. Oh. Well, because Erick was, was in the vehicle. When you're running for office, there's in the vehicle and outside the vehicle. So when you're in the vehicle, you're pretty close to what's going on. I'm so excited to be here with you all, and I hope you're excited too, because we are 24 days away, I'm going to say, from an historic election that I believe we're going to win. But we're going to win because of you all rolling up your sleeves and doing this work. So thank you. But we are this close. It is so wild. Early voting starts 2 weeks from today. Absentee ballots are already getting cast and submitted. I heard somewhere earlier today that 7,000 votes already have been sent in. So everyone you talk to makes a difference. I think it's going to be tight, but I think we're going to win. And I can share with you all some of the data that I'm getting that's very encouraging. So there are 3 polls that I've been made aware of that all have said the same thing, which is that we've got a 2-point lead or a 1-point lead over Eric Adams going down the stretch, and then a slightly bigger lead over Catherine Garcia. So we have an incredible opportunity to win, and you all have an incredible opportunity to hear from the true rock star of the family, Evelyn. You want to come over and say hello? Sure. Evelyn just came in. And
hello. Hi, everyone.
Let's give Evelyn. So Evelyn's been the true star of the family, really for years, but certainly this past week, where she came out swinging against that rancid Daily News cartoon, which I appreciated so much. Thank you. Like, what a powerful message that was. And then I don't know if you've all seen it, but she's now the star of our newest ad. The ad we posted, I think it's called Evelyn.
Named it. I want to know. Also, no one shows me anything before it's released. There was another one that was basically, you have like food on your face.
Nice. See how this goes. So Evelyn, do you want to say something to the gang? So you can see we have dozens of volunteers who called people all day, and now we're celebrating their work. But we also have our friends, Erick Sanchez, who you know.
It's like the OG Yang Gang here.
Yes.
It's a reunion.
That's right. It is a reunion.
Hi.
That is technically
I have to say,
I
have to admit, like, I sometimes when I introduce Andrew and I'm supposed to say, introducing the next mayor of New York City, I might have even messes up sometimes at some point saying, introducing Andrew Yang, the next president of the United States. It's hard to forget about that sometimes.
Next mayor of New York City.
Yeah, right.
And I get it, baby. If you've done it, introduced me, it's true. Even if you were to pull out anyone here and have them introduce me, they'd probably have to really remember that it's mayor of New York City.
President of New York City. Thank you, callers. That is it just from today, right? Did people do calls today?
Yeah,
well, thank you for
today.
Using part of your Memorial Day weekend on this cause. That is so incredibly kind and supportive of guys. So thank you.
All right, baby.
I can't stay long.
I know.
With the kids.
All right, let's give them a little round of applause. She's going to take care of the boys.
Thanks,
so at least
everyone.
there's one parent that's on.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Evelyn.
Love you, baby.
Love you.
So we're in great position to win this race, but we just have to do the work down the stretch. So I'm going to introduce you to the way my brain works, which, I mean, you all kind of know the way my brain works. So let's say that the three polls that we have a hold on, including our pollster, who in our mind is like the best of breed, and Bloomberg, and this other poll are like roughly correct, that we're neck and neck, but have a slightly going down the stretch. So I think we're very well positioned to win for a number of reasons. The first is that we have more resources and a better campaign, thanks to people like you rolling up your sleeves and doing this work. But if you look at the level of resources that we have in terms of getting the word out on TV, it's as high as anyone else. And we've also decided to reach out to various niche communities and immigrant communities, exactly how they get information. So we're investing in Russian radio, in Spanish language radio, in Caribbean radio, in Chinese language newspapers, in all these niche communities, trying the Staten Island, like we're trying to get out the vote in various communities. And we have greater resources to be able to do so than other campaigns. I think we also have some upside, because if there are general interest voters and the turnout's higher, I think that we're going to get a lot of those voters. 80,000 people who are Republicans or independents cross-registered as Democrats in order to participate in this election. I have a feeling that we're going to overperform with those groups. I think we have some animated voters that are likely to vote in blocks that aren't going to get picked up in the polls. You're not going to believe we have a significant endorsement coming this weekend that I think will actually drive votes. And so I'm feeling really, really positive about the campaign going this home stretch. We have a good chance to win. And the enormity of what my victory would mean is actually hitting me a bit now, where if we do win, it's going to be a transformation of New York City politics. It's going to be a high water mark for Asian Americans, I believe, around the country. Where if you think about the biggest offices in the land, mayor of New York City would be pretty high on the list. And so if you have like an Asian American mayor for the first time, I think that's a big deal. I think it's going to be a cause for optimism. A lot of folks who are creatures of New York City politics stopped believing that big things were possible like a while ago. They've just become kind of, bogged down and part of the machinery. And so this election is a real opportunity for us to introduce a very, very different energy and a very different approach. One of the things I've been saying to folks is like that I'm tired of people in New York talking about what cannot be done or what's not possible. There's a whole lot of that. I think Jermaine actually caught a whiff of that when he came and visited. So in a way, this race is going to be about positivity versus pessimism, optimism versus like throwing up your hands and giving up. Like we have to be the energy of change and optimism. And I think every time you reach out and talk to someone, they pick up the phone and they sense in you that you're a genuine human being and you're doing what you think is right. And that they respond to that. Like humans all respond to that. This is just the way we're wired. So thank you from the bottom of my heart to all of you for the hard work you're doing. We are going to win this race. You're going to have a hand in history. We're going to help this city head in a better direction and introduce real fundamental change. And I can't wait. I am pumped up. I want to win this thing and then get to work. So now I'm going to introduce the panelists who I'm so happy to see. I guess I'm going to go in the order they're presented on this sheet. So we're going to start with congressional candidate in California, Aarika Rhodes. Where's Ericka at? Yay, Ericka. The apple of my eye, the educator, the teacher, the grassroots organizer. Ericka, go ahead and say hello.
Hey everyone, thank you, Andrew. I'm so honored to be here. You're obviously one of my greatest inspirations and a part of the reason why I chose to run for office. But for me, having everyone on the screen is significant. And when I think back about when I started, becoming aware of Andrew and why I participated in this movement, it was when I went to the first rally. I literally went by myself and I couldn't get a parking spot. I almost left, but then I ended up getting one, and then I made it to the front of the stage, and the energy in that park was so amazing and magnetic. And I was like, this is something special. This is something worth being a part of. And I actually left with friends. And
yay.
and I did. And then over the course, I ended up just, canvassing, and ended up in Iowa, New Hampshire, and Nevada, everywhere. I was everywhere. But I think something that stood out for me was that when I was in Iowa, and I think many of you might have seen this video of me walking in the snow. It was literally like a 14-hour day, and I was walking in the snow for Andrew. And I had this moment of, why am I walking in this snow? It is so cold. I'm so uncomfortable. I'm from Las Vegas, Nevada. It's super hot. I live in California. And it was because I want change. I'm willing to walk in snow for it. I'm willing to fly to Iowa for it. I'm willing to go to New Hampshire for it. I'm willing to do whatever it takes for change. And the reality is, the problems that existed during the presidential campaign still exist. We don't have universal basic income. We don't have education reform. We don't have, ranked choice voting nationally. We have victims of police brutality. So we can't get comfortable and be complacent. That's not a movement. And what we started was a movement. And so for me, that's why I filed, because we have to finish what we started. You don't, if you stop in the middle of a race, you fail. But if we keep going and going, we're going to get to the finish line. And so phone banking for Andrew, donating to Andrew, supporting him, going out to New York for Andrew is significant. Not only for just the people in New York, but for the country, because it ripples to congressional candidates like myself and Reverend Wendy and Jermaine Johnson. We're here to change the world. And so that starts with everyday people being invested in this change and being unrelenting about it. And so for me, Andrew and this movement is we're fighting for, and we really need to be intentional about this. And every single person that knows about this movement can make a difference. So it is an honor to be here, and I hope everyone continues to support Andrew.
Oh, Ericka, that's so fun. Okay, I have a confession to make too. After I win this race, I am going to turn around and help Ericka and Wendy and anyone else I can help. Gotta say, being the mayor of New York City might be helpful in that direction. I want to make sure that we take a moment to recognize it's Nell Nieves' 40th birthday yesterday. Happy birthday, Nell.
Happy birthday.
Oh, wow. You made it, Nell.
Happy birthday.
The big 4-0. Congrats.
And now the next panelist, my former traveling head of comms, the franchise himself. What was your musical alter ego? Oh man, I can't remember.
It was Caramel.
Caramel.
And I literally
That's
watched
right.
that Instagram.
You can go to
video
Spotify and download Caramel's greatest hit. I say that singular. I think there's only one. Erick Sanchez.
Well, first and foremost, it's an honor to be here. And Andrew, you presented me with honestly the greatest professional experience I've ever had in my life. It's been hard watching all of this happen on the sidelines, which is a pretty good reason why I'm going to come to New York and just do whatever is possibly needed next month, for starters. But, looking at outside in on how this race has progressed, I think the difference between you and your opponents really is that your opponents feel like New York will come back because of them. But you understand that New York will come back because of its residents, and that you want to offer the type of leadership that not only greets, but it lifts that spirit and the vision that's always kept the city strong, which I think is an incredible thing. And if I had to sum it up in terms of how things have progressed, I'd like to use an unattributed quote. Trump said it was Gandhi, but it's actually unattributed. Also, Trump, had a lot of different quotes wrong. But where they say, first they ignore you, then they laugh at you, then they fight you, then you win. And I think, this has taken obviously all of those different phases, but, I'm really excited to see that energy in person next month. Obviously, it's imperative for everyone to do whatever they can in order to make sure that every New Yorker who is eligible to vote has the opportunity to do so and elect the right person in, which is obviously you. And I am excited to be here. I'm excited to greet that energy. And come June 22nd, I'm excited to hopefully join so many in sending you to Gracie Mansion. And I know that everyone is thrilled to do that. So just always eternally grateful for you and thrilled to be here with so many old friends to help uplift that message of hope that you've brought to the city.
Thank you, Eric. I can't wait to see you. So fun. And
Absolutely.
What have we been doing without you all this time? Having an inferior
Probably a lot more.
That's really what's going on. Next up, one of my favorite people in the world, the head of Vets for Humanity. No one did more on the ground than Heidi Day. Like Heidi, people, when they saw Heidi in action, they were like, this is like unreal. This is like too good to be true. And Heidi is just about too good to be true. Let's all welcome Heidi. Yeah, love you, Heidi.
Andrew, you're going to make me cry before I have to talk. I just want to say that, Andrew, you continue to inspire me. Like Ericka said, the problems that you identified are things that we all felt, but we didn't really have. A lot of us just didn't even have words for like what was wrong in this country. And you put it out there and you inspired, a whole movement. And where we're at right now, New York is, it's where you took us next. And we're going to do everything that we can do to help you. I know Ericka and Wendy are running for office. That's not something that I can do, but your race has actually inspired me to go into journalism.
Wow.
Because
you're a very gifted writer, Heidi. I don't know if people have seen Heidi's writing, but yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Thank you. It's really amazed me, the things that I've read that were written about you. And I thought to myself, I read a lot of things about people that I don't know, and I accept it, right? And here I am reading things about someone that I watched work his ass off every single day for 2 years straight, right? Reading these things about you, and I'm like, I don't recognize this person that they're talking about. So if this is journalism, there's something wrong here. And also, you always talk about bringing back local journalism. It's inspired me to kind of push on, in that regard. But the Yang Gang is here.
You will be an upgrade over 95% of journalists. So, you're going to elevate the field, my friend. I'm so glad. But yeah, thank you. I got to say, some of this press, you're just like, wow, you guys really like lost the thread. It's very odd.
Yes, it is. It's yeah. So yeah, we love you, Andrew.
We're gonna win anyway.
We're here.
We're gonna go all over it.
Yes.
Thank you, Heidi. Love you. Wow.
Thank you.
But yeah,
you
were a very talented writer too. I mean, that's it's like this makes me happy and excited. You're going to be a very powerful voice.
I appreciate that, Andrew. You too.
Thanks. Oh, I'm working on it. Next up, Dr. Jermaine Johnson, who I saw relatively recently. He came through New York, or should I say, state representative of the great state of South Carolina, Dr. Jermaine Johnson. Jermaine.
Man, listen, thank y'all so much for having me on here. Y'all have no idea how proud I am just to be on here, to be talking to y'all right now, man. I'm a blessed man to be sitting here with y'all right now, man. Every day I get to wake up, like people talk to me like, man, Andrew. I'm like, man, like I do, don't I? It's crazy. It's crazy because, it's the friends that I've made as a part of the Yang Gang. Y'all are second to none. And I feel like I'm friends with every last one of you. I respond to as many people as I possibly can on Twitter. I mean, when I see y'all in person, I go everywhere and people are like, it's Jermaine Johnson. And I'm like, yo, it's Heidi. I'm like, and it's just, I'm just happy to be here, man. I'm happy to be a part of this group. I'm happy to be here with everybody today. I'm just extremely honored. I sit up in the State House and I'm looking around. And I'm like, man, I'm sitting amongst stars up here, and I'm just, I'm just so fortunate. I can't wait for Ericka and Red Wendy to get up there and start changing some things. So I can call them and be like, man, listen, I know Ericka, I know Red Wendy, and I can't wait for Andrew to get up there, and I can be like, yo, I'm letting you know right now, Andrew, I'm calling you as soon as you get in there, and we're gonna connect the divide between South Carolina and New York. I can promise you that. All right, and as soon as you get in there,
basic income, man, why not? It's like we're gonna have a giant basic income trial here, and then I know you're
Yes. I'm gonna give you a House resolution as soon as you get into the state, as soon as you get into the mayor's office. All right, so you got to come back down so I can present it to you down here in South Carolina. So yeah, man, I'm just proud to be here with y'all, man. I really am.
Well, we're so glad to have you, Jermaine, and you were like a massive victory for us in your race. So there are other people that want to follow suit in part because they saw what you did. So thank you, Jermaine. And you believed in me before just about anyone else in the state. And now you're getting credit for it because now they're like, oh, yeah, you were right.
So when you first started, they were like, who the heck is this guy? Why are you supporting this Asian guy? You're a big black guy. Why are you supporting this guy? I mean, and people thought I was stupid. They said he's going to be out of the race by August, and they were just made fun of me and, all this other stuff. I said, no, I believe in this guy. I believe in him, and I believe in what he's talking about. And his policies would have changed my life. And then now today, everybody calls me like, man, you made the right decision. You were so smart. You're the smartest man. Like I told y'all too. Y'all could have been right there next to me, but you didn't trust me. So now they love me.
No, they wound up with Tom Steyer. No, I'm kidding. Tom's a fun guy. Whatever.
Yeah, and Tom has not been back to South Carolina since, but Andrew has.
Yeah, that's right. And now, congressional candidate for our nation's capital and another companion on the bus, on the road, one of our spiritual leaders, Rev. Wendy Hamilton. How are you, Wendy?
I am fantastic, my friend. How are you doing? That's the question.
I'm doing well too. Better for seeing you and everyone else here.
Well, you know what? I just sit here on this call and I look at all of these faces. I'm kind of looking through the gallery as I know you're doing, Andrew, too. And it nearly brings me to tears because I go back to, May of 2018 when there were like 5 of us, I think, in a DC club, just kind of meeting up for the first time. And then some of the subsequent events after that. To now watching all of these people support you as you prepare to win this race for the New York mayorship. This is the fruit of your labor, Andrew. These are the seeds, the harvest of the seeds that we planted in those early days. And I personally think that the level of resistance that you're getting is because of the level of impact that you are having. And I think that makes people nervous. This has always been bigger than you. You said that from the very beginning. This was about the policies. This was about the vision, the call, if you will, that you had to run for the presidency and now for New York City mayor. And I think that people who don't understand that get upset and they sort of lash out. But those of us who are with you and have been with you, we knew what this was about. And that's why we are working so hard and will continue to work so hard to do this, because it's about you, but it's ultimately about eradicating poverty.
Yes.
And there are people that have vested interest in seeing poverty remain, and we ain't got no time for them.
No.
So we're going to do whatever it takes to push you across the finish line. We're going to call, we're going to march, we're going to organize, we're going to do whatever we need to do. If I got to walk to New York and walk every Harlem corner, I'm coming. I'm running my race, but I'm going to take a minute right before the primary. I'm coming to help in whatever capacity I can, Andrew, because
thank you,
this is your moment. This is our moment. We're focused. We're ready. It's part of your destiny. And I am just so grateful and humbled to be a part of it with everyone on this call. We love you. I love you. I love your family. Thank you for stepping up to the plate and taking on this call. And also bless Evelyn and your children for what they've, been through. I constantly keep you all in prayer, constantly. And so just know we got you, my friend.
Thank you so much, Wendy. I want to let you all know too, something I don't talk about that much publicly. I'm going to take a very, very big anti-poverty swing here in New York City after we win this thing. Like I've announced this $1 billion to try and alleviate extreme poverty. Like I want to go way bigger than that. And I've got designs on how to do that. So you all should know, it's like, I talk to people here in New York, there's a lot of poverty in New York, suffering. And I want to make a really meaningful impact on people's way of life during my time here. So it's going to be like, just know the anti-poverty agenda is very, very much alive and well. And that I have a big plan for like a massive effort to genuinely address and alleviate poverty, not make it like slightly less terrible for like a subset of people, but like make a meaningful dent in the way of life for millions of people here. And if I can pull it off, then it truly will be like a template for other communities around the country. So just know that this is the mission, like what Rev Wendy just said. That's what I'm about. And I wish I could talk more openly about some of like the plans that I have. I could tell you all, but like the nature of this race is that if reporters got a hold of some of my like anti-poverty things, they'd be like, the rest of it. But y'all should know that like I'm all about it. Like I have a vision for how we can get this done. Now I'm going to step aside. I was the final introer. I'm going to get out of your way. Thank you all for being here. And I think at this point, Ericka is going to moderate the panel.
Yeah.
But let's win this race. Let's go. We've got 3.5 weeks.
Woo! Thank you so much, Andrew.
Thank you. Well, I'll see you in person very, very soon.
Thank you, Andrew.
Like. Very exciting. Bye, everyone. Bye, Heidi. Bye, everyone. See you very soon.
Bye, love you.
Andrew. Thank you so much, Andrew. See you later.
Put the money in our hands. 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 Can we afford it? Yes. Will it cause inflation? No. Is it awesome? Yes. Is anyone trying to make it happen?